Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 13th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me because then I will dive deep and in forensic detail give you the inside track for your particular zodiac sign. This week begins with Mercury moving from the sign of Sagittarius into the earth sign of Capricorn. Now Mercury is very effective in Capricorn, particularly around business matters, but is replaced in the sign of Sagittarius by Mars. Now Mars governs the second decan of Sagittarius, so it's very much at home in this sign. Sagittarius energy is very much to do with being adventurous and pioneering and buccaneering, and the Sun stays in the sign of Sagittarius, and Mercury and Mars are going to be in a semi-sextile this week, which is very enabling, so that's something to really appreciate. I should say that Mercury joins up with Venus and Pluto in Capricorn, so if there are things that we need to grapple with of a more material nature, or it is around a relationship situation where we're looking to get some greater clarity about just how steadfast it is or not, the discussions that can follow from Mercury in that arena, along with Venus and Pluto, can be very helpful. But of course, due to COVID regulations, it's not so easy to think about widening our horizons in a more physical way with the arrival of Mars in Sagittarius. But the Sun this week forges an amazing link to Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, so there's a receptivity here. And this angle, the sextile between the Sun and Jupiter, is probably one of the most fortunate ones that can be struck in astrology. So if there is something around a group activity, a wider principle that you're really interested in, that you can come together with people, even if that's not physically possible, perhaps through the internet, the uplifting energy of the Sun and Jupiter really can be something we can all appreciate this week. And for some lucky people, depending on their nativities, their natal charts, this could bring about a real stroke of giant fortune. Now this is a week, of course, when we do have a full moon, and this full moon occurs in the sign of Gemini, which is very fleet-footed, ruled by Mercury, but it's forging a really uplifting link with Jupiter too. So there's a lot to be excited about this week, but it has to be said that Venus does go into retrograde as the week draws to a close, which goes on through to the 29th of January. But there's a lovely link between Uranus and Mercury as the week draws to a close. So if we are thinking about trying to make the most of our resources, an imaginative idea, thinking about something to do with technology that provides a service to others and maybe earns an income to us, can also be something that inspires. So in general, a really sparkling week. But if you're new to my channel, I would be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And if you'd like to order your year 2022 personal forecast, you can do that by clicking on the link beneath this video. You can get a character analysis as well, 30% off, the rest of this year free, or if you order earlier in January, you can get the full 12 months from the point of that order. Gain searing insights into how your personal astrology is evolving in relation to the planets moving in the sky above us. But stay with me for that detailed forecast next. Hello Sagittarius and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 13th of December. So exciting as this week begins. Mars, the planet of passion, finishes a punishing 6-week transit through the psychological 12th house, which may have really raked up all sorts of awkward and painful memories from your past, moves into your sign. This moves you into the present. It gives you more dynamism, more energy, more stamina to deal with the festivities, but also the extra energy to enjoy yourself too. This is terrific stuff. But also the Sun in your sign is forging an amazing link to Jupiter, your ruler, in the part of your scope to do with everyday communications. So these two events provide enormous uplift, a lot of extra energy, and your natural enthusiasm and go-getting energy, the more buccaneer inside of your energy, is really turned up to max. So it's absolutely lovely stuff. Now Mercury moves on Monday into the part of your scope to do with everyday finances, your self-worth. Now Mercury likes being in Capricorn probably more than it likes being in your sign. So take this. It helps you to bring your pragmatism to bear. And where your natural enthusiasm has been working on something, now you can use the precision of Mercury in the second house to make sure that where you've initiated something or put extra verve into an ongoing strand, now you can monitor it and measure it and calibrate it in a way which will bring you a return. Venus and Pluto are together in your second house. That can also bring extra money to you. Venus goes retrograde on Sunday. It's true. What we have to look at here is motives. If someone promises you something or seems very alluring in a potential romantic situation, just ask yourselves why. It doesn't mean to say it's sinister, but Pluto disguises, works deep, very much to do with power. Venus can be very coquettish, sort of hide into in a way, can be, through its Libran ascendants, can be a little bit superficial. So just work out where people are coming from. But I actually feel this combination of Mercury, Venus and Pluto and your drive, your added drive, can bring money into your situation. But the full moon in your opposite sign on Sunday suggests that somebody may feel that you're being too single-minded and you're not giving them the attention or the recognition that they deserve. There may be something in that, because we all have to rebalance all of the time to stay nicely attuned between our own needs and how we link to others, the people who are really significant in our lives. So it may be that someone close to you might be feeling just a little bit marginalised. It doesn't mean to say you've done anything wrong. You may have been working so hard on trying to make a success of whatever is important to you. It's totally unintentional. But the full moon would be a good time to reach out, arrange some kind of meet-up, and also because Jupiter feeds into this full moon, I actually think it could be very fortunate in some relating situations, especially if you are able to get together with neighbours or a sibling. Perhaps it all depends on COVID regulations in your particular area. The week draws to a close with Uranus still restless in your sector of work and service and your practicalities. That's linking very well with Mercury. Thinking outside the box innovatively could bring even more loot into your situation. So this is a fine time to follow your instincts. Stay very single-minded, but just let people know what you're doing, and if they feel informed of your purposes, then I think they will be broadly very supportive. If someone isn't, perhaps they're just not understanding how important this phase of your year is.